I'm Rachel O'Sullivan, the Head of Talent here at Barfoot & Thompson, and I'm with one of our sales agents, James Marshall. Hey, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Rachel.
Great. Now, you've been in real estate for 12 years as a commercial agent with Barfoot & Thompson.
Good.
And before that, you had a really successful career in domestic cricket, New Zealand and the UK. You played for the Black Caps, T20, ODI and Test cricket. How on earth did that lead you to thinking, oh, real estate's my next step?
I was sort of in the blood a little bit with Dad.
Okay.
Dad was a land agent in Warkworth.
Huh.
And through our career, both my brother and I, we sort of accumulated a bit of a portfolio and started buying property, a bit of land and some commercial. And I think that's where the initial interest came, you know, watching Dad also had flexibility because, you know, he worked for himself with a brand, but worked for himself. So if we had a game of cricket, Dad would always be there. So I liked that as well. That so it sort of drew me towards it a bit that way.
Yeah, and I suppose that's something that would complement your life now. You've got 2 kids. You just love the way that real estate works with the family.
Yeah, I think also with cricket, I didn't have any flexibility. Your games were here, their flights were here. You were overseas for long periods of time. You didn't have that flexibility to just drop everything and go and watch something. And now, as you say, with kids, I can go to the school and watch the cross country or the swimming sports, whatever it is, or do camps without really having to put in for leave or anything like that. So the flexibility is a big one, but also I've always enjoyed the property sort of side of things. I like the negotiation. I like being in front of people and chatting, and yeah, that's sort of a big reason why I sort of got into this industry.
Nice. And is there something that you thought about real estate that when you got in you found isn't in fact the case? Sort of the myths being debunked about, you know, how many weekends you work or how fluctuations with the market, or?
Oh no, I think if you listen and sort of gather information before you get into the industry and talk to friends and people that are either agents or have a connection with property, I think that those myths would be debunked pretty quickly. Okay. It's like no other job. You work hard, you get the rewards, you put your head down. It isn't easy at the beginning. It is a bit of it's a grind. It's tough. Am I good enough? You know, all that sort of thing. But I think that's, as we were saying before, it's like anything. It's like any job you go into, you're not quite sure how you're going to fit in. But look, the no time, the long, no time over the weekends. Well, I think from a residential agent, I think that's something you've got to get your head around, because if you want to be a good agent, you aren't going to have weekends. You know, you've got to make your weekends during the week sometime and find yourself time. But with my side of things, with the commercial, it's basically Monday to Friday, and yes, you can do inspections and stuff on weekends, but majority of the people just aren't really. It's more of a Monday to Friday job.
Nice. And you were talking before about that sort of it's hard when you first come in, resilience. In terms of transferable skills from your experience as a sports person under some pretty serious pressure, weight of a nation on your shoulders type thing, any other sort of transferable skills that you see between what you were doing previously and real estate?
You need to be a good listener.
Okay.
You need to be a good listener. And I think a big, if we actually go, I think the biggest thing I've learned in real estate is offering help and information and market news more than asking, do you want to sell? Do you want to do this? You've got to get them on board and get the trust and give them something, so then they will give you something back in time. So you've got to invest your time in them before you can actually just put your hand out and say, when's it my time? And I think a lot of people go straight to the will you sell? And I really don't think that builds a very strong relationship or a great sales sort of reputation. You've got to get in there, offer them advice, especially from a commercial angle. So many lease rent reviews, leases coming up that you need to help find new tenants for. And then in time those sales will come if you're helping them out, because they don't forget.
No.
I suppose good listening. You got to be quite confident as well, and you also got to know your market. So you got a bit of time. It takes time to know your market. Once you know your market and things roll off the tongue, and you're confident with that, yes, and you ooze that in front of your client or potential client, then you start to build quite a good rapport, and they have confidence in you, and then you're away.
Nice. It's a cyclical effect from there on in.
Oh, it is. And look, any job there's going to be some pressure, right? And you're not going to get it right all the time. So I don't think any agent's going to say they're perfect. But if you can sort of get a nice routine and be honest and straight up, then you always going to have a business.
Nice. And last question, why Barfoot and Thompson?
Oh, that's a funny one. I did work at another company during my cricket career for a couple of winters in Wellington to get some experience, and that was in commercial property.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed it. And I came back to Auckland. Well, I decided I wasn't going to go to England near the end of my career, and I do a bit of work experience. And I came to Barfoot's, and ever since they've been absolutely amazing for especially my early stages and helped me into the role as a commercial agent. And it's worked out really well.
Nice, that's awesome. Thank you so much, James, and thanks everyone for watching.